Well, welcome to the Skin Deep SiriusXM channel 141 WHUR. I am Dr. Pam Perry, and I'm so honored to be a guest host today for Sharon Morton, alongside my sister and brilliant sister, Dr. Laticia Nicole, whose birthday happens to be today. You know, I'm going to put that in there, girl. So we are both part of friends with and sisters of the Black Door Society with Sharon Morton. So welcome, Dr. Laticia Nicole. Happy birthday.
Oh, I'm just a talking away. I am talking away because it's my birthday, and I'm so excited to be sitting in for the fabulous Sharon Morton, the creator and the voice behind Skin Deep. And we are also excited to be here representing the Black Door Society.
That's it. That's where we're opening doors of wealth and opportunity for the next generation. So we're really talking about that tonight. We're proud members of BDS, so we're holding it down, but we're also turning it up. Today's episode is really going to be near and dear to our heart because we're talking about that next generation of powerful young entrepreneurs who recently completed the Black Door Society's third annual Girls Just Want to Have Funds pitch contest. And it was held at Bowie State University at their Entrepreneurship Innovation Center that was headed by Jenaiyah and her phenomenal team. And by the way, Bowie State University is the oldest HBCU in the state of Maryland. 160
Wow.
years old. Yes, that's right. That's right. And
Wow.
so these ladies we're going to be interviewing today have won the pitch contest. They are phenomenal. Dr. Laticia Nicole, I have no idea that at 20 something years old, these young ladies are really doing the things. Some of the things that they're doing, I'm like, okay, now what is it you do again? Because it's very high end and they are really doing the thing.
They are. And yes, I want to tell you, these young ladies, these young business leaders showed up and showed out. We're talking about passion, purpose, and profit potential. Every pitch was lit. I mean, fire. Okay. So I can't wait to hear about their stories. And I can't wait to hear about what made them so amazing.
I know one of the things, so shout out to all the participants, AriAnna Redmond of Tony's Kitchen and Bakery, Jenaiyah Lewis, Scrubbie Scoops, Juliana and Ashante, who won't be with us tonight, but they actually were winners as well of Screen Sight, Justice Morant of Sister Sync. And these are all what I call the future moguls in the making, moguls in motion. And we're so proud of each of you.
Absolutely. And today, you guys, you're going to hear all of their stories, their ideas, and their business bold dreams. I'm just going to say, because these are some bold dreaming young entrepreneurs right here on Skin Deep with us is going to be so inspiring.
So stay tuned, and they will be up right after this. Hey, 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 there we're back. We're back with the Skin Deep Show. So we've got our two pitch contest winners. We have, raise your hand, AriAnna Redmond. There you are. She was actually the first place winner of Tony's Kitchen and Bakery.com. AriAnna is really the visionary 21-year-old entrepreneur redefining dessert industry with cutting edge AI innovation. I'm like,
Woo.
what? Dude, I'm like, some of the folks haven't even got on AI. She's already made a whole nother thing. She's a founder of Tony's Kitchen and Bakery, and she's on a mission to create safe, delicious, allergen inclusive treats for those with food allergies and dietary restrictions inspired by her dad, Tony, and then her late father. And then AriAnna honors his legacy by blending technology, which is amazing, tradition, and culinary creativity. Go on, girl, to
Woo.
ensure no one has chosen between indulgence and safety. With a passion for inclusivity and a relentless drive for innovation, she is shaping the future of food one dessert at a time. Your dad will be so proud. Your dad will be so proud. We're so proud of you. So,
Yes.
tell us. So, you won first prize in the pitch contest. What year are you? You're a rising junior.
I'm a senior.
You're senior.
Yes. Yes.
Senior. I'm
Okay, you
graduating
speeding
next
through there, girl.
semester.
So that is good. So Dr. Laticia, ask her some questions about. I know that we love sweets. This is your birthday today, so we got to have some cake. I know you can have some cake somewhere. So ask her a couple of
I
questions about
do.
her desserts.
I just want to know, how do you make chocolate so good for you? How do you make it, dietary restrictions with chocolate and strawberry and lemon? I mean, I just
Mhm.
want to know.
It's all about the ingredient sourcing and doing that math and, figuring out what ingredients can be used in terms of substitutions. Most of the people like chocolate because it's sweet. So what can you use that's a natural, substitute and help, kind of shift that narrative in a sense.
Wow.
That's what we take for all of our desserts.
It reminds me a
Wow.
little bit about Tabitha Brown, which I'll bring Jenaiyah up. I know she's had some interaction with Tabitha Brown, but one of the things is that out of a situation where it's not, a good situation, like your father, you said that this
Mhm.
is in tribute to your dad. Was he had some food allergens or diabetic? What was the reason? I guess you would say the motivation.
So he did pass away due part of that was related to his health issues that related towards food. That was a small factor to his death, unfortunately. However,
Mm.
after he passed away, we were met with a lot of financial hardships. So I ended up working in a bakery long term. I had worked as a service assistant full time while in my first year of college to pay my own bills and books and things like that. And
Mhm.
that was where I saw the need for allergy inclusive baked goods.
Ah,
Pieces.
good, good. I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
there were
So
kids again who was celebrating their birthdays and had nut allergies, so we couldn't serve them. And there were older diabetics who couldn't safely consume sugar. So that's where the motive came from.
I love that. And so
Yes.
I want to give a little bit talking about food and ingredients and things that we do every day. We eat and we put things on our face, but it's one of those things where Jenaiyah came up with an idea, and it's called Scrubby Scoops. I'm gonna let her tell you a little bit about that. It's not food. It sounds like it's food, but really,
I don't
she's
know. I
known
wanted
as
to script.
Nova of Soft Serve Girl, owner and CEO of Scrubby Scoops Ice Cream for Your Skin, which is aimed at
Yeah.
redefining bullying by being weird and cool. She sells unique dessert food theme products. So it's surprising that it's not what you eat. So it's theme products. And she's 20 years old, hailing from New Jersey, and she is with us today. She was one of the winners of the pitch contest as well. So give us some motivation of why you did the Scrubby Scoops. And
Well,
tell us about the Tabitha Brown story too.
throughout my time during school, I was bullied a lot. I had dry skin from psoriasis and the fact that people just deemed me weird. I don't know why. I mean, now I know why, but back then I didn't know. So I want to create a fun and safe space for people to express their true weird selves through unique skincare.
So tell us about Tabitha
Yeah.
Brown. How did that come about? How did you meet her?
So
I saw
I
her on the gram.
I had submitted for Very Good Mondays, and it was months had gone by before the episode even aired. And I was away at the time period when it aired, and my phone started blowing up with notifications, and my Shopify started going off with sales, and people were buying my stuff. She had loved the body butters that I sent her, or what we call soft serves.
Hmm.
And she said that she would try that. Our whip soap was the first ever whip soap on Very Good Mondays. So
Wow.
that was such a fun accolade to have, and she loved our stuff, and that just made me so happy. And said that she was proud of me on top of all of
Yeah.
that. So
Yes.
Wow.
Well, we are proud of you. Black Door Society
thank
is proud
Yes.
you.
of the young entrepreneurs. So, between the both of you all, you took something that was not, well, you saw a problem and you created a solution. So, AriAnna, you saw a problem, you were doing the bakery, you saw a problem and you said, okay, let me sit down and figure out this math, do this thing on this food with this AI, and it came out to be a winner. So, kind of tell us a little bit about the journey, I guess you would say. They see the glory, but like Letitia always
They
say, they
don't
don't
know
know
the
the story.
story. They don't know the
Yes.
story.
I always love telling my story because it was something I wish I was able to hear when I was going through these moments. So my dad, like I said, passed away 2 months before my first semester of college. At that time, I had to pull out of housing. I had to just kind of figure out a lot of things on the realm. We had to pay out of pocket for a lot of things, and that's when I started the journey of working at the ice cream shop. Just kind of trying to become my own person, really build up my own savings and buy my own car, just a bunch of different things you would need as a college student who became a commuter. It was my freshman year chemistry class where our professor had forced us to watch a pitch competition for extra credit. I'm not the best chemistry girl. I love science, but I'm not good at chemistry at all. So I was desperate for the extra credit. And we had watched it, and I was like, I don't know what exactly I want to pitch, but I do want to pitch something great. And I want to be on the stage in a suit. I want to do these cool things. I want to look like, it was one of my buddies who pitched at the time. Like, I want to look like that on stage. So I had stumbled in our school's Entrepreneurship Innovation Center led by Miss Jenaiyah Hardy. I just time that they had free coffee, and that was all I needed to hear right there, that there was free coffee available. And we had led there, and I had met up with a lot of the mentors that we just have on site, and they were honestly just like, go with something that speaks to your heart. So that same night I went home, baked my best batch of cupcakes that I would have made with my dad, and we came home and we went to the pitch competition, and we had won third place for it. So that was kind of where the trajectory for my life, I think, really changed. I grew up as a really timid person, always hiding in the shadows and kind of just always snuggled up in a book. So for me to go from that to, and also grieving at the time, I mean, that completely changed who I was as a person. This kind of became my healing phase and my, story to show that, you can still do it. A lot of people told me I couldn't do a lot of things after losing a parent. And this is kind of like my, hey, I'm still doing it type of thing. So as, as time grew by, I had to figure out with the EIC, you kind of learn a lot about business development and differentiation. So I had to figure out how exactly was I going to set myself aside in the market and really scale this business. I started thinking more of just a cook into a business owner, and that's where the EIC really came in and helped me at. So that's when the allergy inclusive idea had came to me. I had to figure out somehow it was just me doing it. My studies started to slack. So I was like, something's got to give. I can't afford to hire somebody. I have to figure out how to use technology in it. And it just went from there. I trained my own AI bot that hopefully we can get publicated within the next year, that can take any recipe I give to. It's helped me build out large scaled orders. We did an order once for 1,000 cupcakes, and they gave us the mass for it. And also figuring out different substitutions. Some people may not always have a nut or a milk allergy. It could be something as simple as oats, or it could be something as simple as rice flour, which is one of the substitutions that we use. So I was able to use AI to scrape the web for me and figure out what those different substitutions look like. If a recipe didn't work, I would go back and say, hey, this didn't work. It came out in this texture. Can you give me some suggestions to build it out? And it would, this is going back and forth, talking with the computer all day and building out these recipes, and a lot of time in the kitchen, but it's been worth it 100%.
Oh my God. That's one of the, you are the reason why we're doing what we're doing, why Black Door Society does. The girls just want to have fun, the pitch contest, and then also the publicity that you get along with it as well. It is out of a problem or a pain that became your purpose. You want to, Dr. Laticia Nicole asked Jenaiyah a question about her journey.
You know what? Because I want to know about your journey, but a lot of people, they're looking at you right now and they're listening to you and they're like, oh, it's just so easy for them. I need you to tell these people, like your journey. I mean, literally, they look at us, they're like, oh, they didn't fail. They just got it right the first time. No, they need to hear the true journey. Did you get it right the first time? Did you get the formula right the first time? Girl,
absolutely not. My company was not even Scrubbie Scoops when I first started. I started under Crooked Girl Lip Gloss Factory during the pandemic.
Okay.
And my mom has always had me in an entrepreneurial mindset from second grade, 7 years old to now. First, she had me selling popcorn and then just kind of morphed into lip gloss. Yeah. But as my company was growing, I ended up having an accident where I ended up with a concussion for over a year. So I spent a lot of time at home, a lot of time just thinking, and a lot of time researching what I could do to make my company different from everybody else, and how can I incorporate my own story along with Scrubbie Scoops, well, what became Scrubbie Scoops, and how can I make it relatable to people who have dealt with bullying or continue to deal with bullying on a daily basis, because it is a constant thing in our society.
I love it. So the
Wow.
bullying, even though that was painful, again, purpose. It became part of
Yes.
your purpose. And shout out to the mom for pushing you to
Yes.
do the
Yes, shout out
entrepreneurial
to my
thing.
mom because she
Yes,
does
from
a
the
lot
second grade.
behind the scenes.
Oh my goodness. That is amazing. We're going to come back right after this and talk a little bit and go in a little bit deeper with your stories as well about how you came about going to the Bowie uh, University, just how that even came about, because you are coming from you coming from New Jersey, coming over to Maryland. Like, how does that happen? And then ended up, like AriAnna says, well, they have free coffee in the Entrepreneurial Institute, so she ends up there. So we're going to talk about in the second part of this of how you all ended up where you are. I think there's no such thing as accident; it's divine timing. So I want you all to share a little bit about how you almost maybe didn't go, or how you always wanted to go to Bowie State University. So we'll be back with Skin Deep right after this. Welcome back to Skin Deep. And that conversation was next level. I want to thank every student entrepreneur who participated in Girls Just Want to Have Fun pitch contest at Bowie State University. Major kudos to Black Door Society for investing in the next wave of Black excellence. That is awesome.
Yay. Yes, it has been amazing. And today's episode was just the beginning. You've all have open invitations to continue telling your stories, which was absolutely amazing. And we're here to support you and amplify your message and promote your brilliance you're bringing to this amazing world. We thank you.
That's what we do. We do. We want to promote, we want to amplify, and we want to market you with purpose. And it sounds like out of each thing that you have gone through has really put you on the steps to your purpose. So this episode proves that you're in the future hands of great things to come. And also
Absolutely. And we
too,
want to
we want to thank Sharon Morton for allowing us to
Morton.
step in today. We can't replace Sharon,
Yes, she's
but she's
amazing. It's been a
yeah.
blessing to guest host the Skin Deep and lift up these young entrepreneurs, these young visionaries. We are so clapping for you, and we just can't wait to see what your next is.
So before you came to Bowie State University, what were you thinking? Like, it's the oldest HBCU in the state of Maryland. So tell us a little bit of journey of how you even got there and how you come from New Jersey. AriAnna, I don't know what state are you in?
I'm from Maryland.
You're from Maryland. Okay, so out of all the schools in Maryland, so what made you choose BSU?
I think so. Originally, my plan was to go out of state to kind of get more out my comfort zone. Unfortunately, with him passing at that time period, the options were limited, and I really wanted to stay closer to home. I
Mhm.
took a tour of Bowie State University my freshman year of high school,
Mhm.
and we couldn't have thought of a better place, honestly, to land and end up at.
Oh, that is so good. That is so good. So yeah, things did work out because
Mhm.
like you said, if you had not have been there, who knows what you would have not gone into the doing the bakery and doing the kitchen and doing the going into the
Right?
entrepreneurial institute, all those things. So
Getting no
Miss
coffee.
Jenaiyah, yeah,
Coffee.
yes, all those things kind of add up and line up.
Yeah.
So Miss Jenaiyah, so you're coming from New Jersey.
Yes, I am.
So what made you come to the HBCU at BSU?
Well, my best friend and her mom have lived down here their entire lives. And my best friend's mom knows like I love business, knows like that this is what I want to do full time. She was like, "Well, why don't you look into Bowie?" And I was like, "Okay." So then I looked online at the EIC program, and I applied, and I waited and waited, and my transcript must have gotten lost in the mail. And then I got
Wow.
accepted in November for obviously the spring semester.
Wow.
And coming here honestly was the best decision I could have ever made, between the Black Door Society pitch competition and now being a finalist for the Bulldog pitch competition at the end of this month. I have received so many opportunities being here within only 3 months.
Oh my God. I did not realize it's
Wow.
only been 3 months. That is
3 months.
that is really, really good. So AriAnna, the thing that you're on the treadmill now to grow Tony's Kitchen and Bakery.com, you're doing the cakes and the kitchen. What is next for you? What do you see coming down the pike for you?
Coming down the pipe, honestly, just changing the food narrative and really telling our story and being able to tell our story. Our slogan is telling stories one cupcake at a time. So making sure that everyone can get a bite of that story and really moving from there. I also recently launched a nonprofit in honor of my dad as well. We just, about a couple of months ago, we awarded our first recipient $500 as our daughter had been receiving cancer treatment. So doing things like that and just really keeping the narrative going. I mean, pushing this food narrative that you can still live in healthiness and be healthy while still enjoying the things that you always enjoyed. So that's a big narrative for us.
I love that. It's so, food is really medicine too. So we just have to know how to do it right. That is so good. That is so good.
Oh my God.
And then Jenaiyah.
Yes.
So in terms of your next move, I mean, you were saying that the Shopify, both of you guys, you could not have done Shopify 10 years ago, even 15 years ago. So this is all new. So you all just were born at the perfect time. So tell us about the Shopify blowing up and how are you all marketing, or how we can help support you in terms of marketing promotion?
Well, I market a lot in person, actually. I do a lot of craft shows and big craft fairs back home in New Jersey. Yeah. But I started posting on Instagram and TikTok, and my posts have started to gain a little bit of traction. So every now and again, I hear that little ka-ching, and I'm like, oh, hey. You notice me there. And along with that, I'm just coming out with bigger and better stuff. Like, we just launched our hot sauce body oils. Hot sauce body oil. We just launched those at the beginning of last month, and now I'm bringing back one of my most infamous but also famous products, which was our pickle lip gloss.
Pickle lip gloss.
Yes.
Does it taste like pickles, or it looks like pickles?
It tastes exactly like a dill pickle.
Oh my God.
And it was one of the most, launching that was one of the most craziest things ever. It sold out within the first day. So I'm really excited to bring that back, and really I'm just harping on the fact that I'm giving my little scoopies, what I call my customers, what they want. And I know that they want weird. So I'm going to continue to crank out weird and fun skincare, also while keeping in mind sensitive skin.
Yeah. And that's a lot to be said for both of you guys. AriAnna, you were saying that you were used to being in the background, or Jenaiyah, you were saying that you were, bullied, and sometimes it will cause you to kind of shrink back. But I just want to say the courage that it takes for you to step out, not only step out, but step out to pitch, which you could hear a no, but you did hear a yes. But you wouldn't know you were going to get the yes until you had the courage to step out and do the pitch. And so I just want to encourage those who have dreams and things that they want to do to step out, speak up, do the things. It may be weird, but it's the weird that what people like. They don't want the same. They don't want the same. Yes. Oh my God. So one of the things, I think you had a business too, Dr. Laticia Nicole, in college.
I did. I was actually a nail stylist. Yes. And and I was in the band as well. So what I would do before I go to band practice, I would do nails. And I mean, I would draw on nails. I could draw a whole scenery of a beach and people hugging, and the mountains. I used to do that when I was in college, which helped me pay for college. Then I started doing them scrunchy little ponytails, putting them in the microwave. But I was doing everything. I had the whole beauty beauty school in my room. So, and I always loved beauty. right? And I'm like you. I like a vegan lip gloss. Like I got on my vegan lip gloss, right?
So do I.
And I yeah, you need to wear your products. You need to be eating your product. You need to be always be your build, right? And so and it has to be healthy. And so I love what you ladies are doing, because each one of my products as well, vitamins, tea, detox tea, vegan lip gloss, all of my products, a hyperallergic uh, lashes,
Outfits.
right? You have to think about your customer and who you're targeting. So I love the fact that your products represent health, whole body and soul, right? Mind, body, and soul. Because when we feel good, we look good, and when we put the right products on, it's like I'm not scared to eat a sandwich, because what's going down my throat is not going to kill me, because I don't know what's in my lipstick, right? So I love that. And so I just want to just say congratulations to everything you're doing. I want to say keep going, keep growing, keep glowing, because you guys are just sparkling so bright over there. And listen, I'm gonna drop a little nugget. Yeah, write it in a book so somebody else can read it, and then maybe they can get inspired and do it too. So that's some more income coming to you.
Yes.
Okay.
And then also too, the nonprofit that AriAnna started as well. And she's given out money already at
Yes.
21.
Yes.
At
I'm like
21.
Aries. I just turned 22 last week, so I have to say shout out to my fellow Aries.
Well,
Yes.
happy birthday to you. But still doing the nonprofit and doing the business and all those things in a senior. So all those things combined just really are helping you, prepare for the next phase,
Yeah.
which is going to be fabulous and great. That is one of the things that Skin Deep we and Sharon likes to do is just really motivate and inspire. If you meet her in person, she's motivating and inspiring people to just go forward. And she also has a skincare line as well. That's one of the reasons why I chose Skin Deep. She has that as well, and she looks fabulous. You would think she's like about your age, but she has kids your age. So one of the things is that whenever you see that something that you like or a problem that you want to solve, you're going to be passionate about it. So out of your passion becomes your profit, becomes your business. And then the
Mhm.
nonprofit is something that obviously God will continue to bless, because you want to make sure that other people are really experiencing not just the food, but also that you're actually helping them along as well. I just love that. I love that. I love hearing your stories. You have really inspired us. You're coming up with ideas. I'm sure you're going to have more ideas as technology, AriAnna, as technology comes on, you're gonna be on the scene, you're gonna be on top of it. And you too, Jenaiyah, it's like, okay, now we got the pickle lip gloss and we got the hot sauce oil. It's like,
Yes.
okay, these you young ladies, you entrepreneurs are really doing the things. You're being bold with your business dreams, and we really, really want to support you and appreciate you. Bowie State University partnered with Black Door Society just this year. Really, just happened just this year. So you all are our first, I guess you would say, recipients of that partnership. So just want to make sure that you always collaborate with each other. Like you said, if you all
Yes.
support each other, make sure that you stay connected. Maybe have her on your TikTok, or put her on your podcast. I don't know, whatever it is, but collaborate, because you can go further. And I'm sure they teach that obviously at BSU, so I don't have to say anything about that. Dr. Laticia Nicole, we got a couple of minutes. Did you want to say anything before we wrap up?
All I want to tell these girls is that, don't forget about us people. When you make the when you out there on them stages, and they give you all these awards and things, send a shout out to, Dr. Pam Perry and Dr. Laticia Nicole and and Sharon Morton. Thank you so much. They gave me my first, just tell about us.
Being silly when
I'm
you all win
speaking
that.
life to you.
Yes, when you win the NAACP Image Award and things like that, and the top 50, whatever, make sure that you do remember the folks. You lift as you climb. So I am Dr. Pam Perry, sitting in for Sharon Morton for the Skin Deep Show here on SiriusXM. Thank you so much for joining us today, and with my guest host, Dr. Laticia Nicole Beatty as well. So God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.